Um, but where do you get the passion for this? Because, both of us have had extensive experience. We've both done many of the same things. I wouldn't put myself in your range. You're way up there. But at some point in time, we have to teach others the passion or the way into. And it's one of the reasons why, at this age, I'm still working and still enjoying it, and want to keep doing more. And that's why the podcasts are around. How do you go about translating your passion into others? When you let them go, what is it that you're able to leave them with and help them understand where you come from? Because
I don't do that.
We've just touched on, in 10, 12 minutes, we've just touched on major things that I imagine that there's 20 more that we could touch on.
Oh, yeah.
What drives that?
So just one correct thing. I don't, when I launch them on their own, I trust that they will do what they are here to do. If we've done our job well, giving them that opportunity, they'll execute. Cynthia, who is the founder of Unstoppable Foundation, and by the way, I think somebody you should interview on the show. She's fabulous. Cynthia's passion is what caused me to get involved. And what she needed is what business people can do every day of the week. And she didn't know how to do, but she had the passion for helping, particularly African children in education. We've built so many schools in Africa now, including we've built tons of grade schools. And every time we build a school, we make sure there's clean water nearby so that the girls can come to school and don't have to carry water on their heads. We supply the teachers and the textbooks. And then we make sure the village feels that it's for their best interests. We then built bunch of high schools, including 2 that are residential, because we found some of our best girl students at the end of 8th grade were being forced into young marriages or other things that we felt traumatic, having to do with some of the tribal customs that deal with mutilation, if you know what I'm talking about. So we felt, okay, we got to put something together where these girls can live and advance their education, and have to talk their parents into it, which is not always easy, particularly when we do with the Maasai. That our main target group is the Maasai in Africa. And so here we are in Kenya, and we got now 2 high schools that are boarding schools, and we're graduating these incredible girls, which we have been. And then recently, a year and a half ago, maybe 3 years ago now, we got involved just as I was coming off the board and I turned it over. We got involved with collegiate education as well in Kenya, so that these people could see their kids go through grade schools, in through a high school and to a college, and end up being a nurse practitioner back in their village, or a teacher's assistant, or a teacher, or someone who teaches organic gardening, as an example. So from my perspective, it's not about me telling them when they go off on their own, go be passionate. My job was to give them the tools so their passion could find their place in the world. And that's the same thing with Just Capital. It's not that I talked Paul Tudor Jones into being passionate when I first explained what Just Capital would be to him. It's that I gave him a picture of something he could do that was so meaningful based on who I thought he was, that it would become the biggest legacy project of his life. And that's exactly what he calls it, by the way. He calls Just Capital the biggest legacy project of his life. And this is a guy, for those of you who don't know, for 27 years in a row has raised $100 million a year in a single night, every year, for the Robin Hood Foundation, which he started 27 years ago, and is the largest single donor group for the 5 boroughs of New York. So I don't got to tell Paul Tudor Jones to be passionate. What my job was to tell him what the opportunity was and what we could do to help him achieve it, and then let him engage with his passion, given the tools we would give him, which in that case was starting a corporation, getting a tax exemption, hiring the right people, getting the thing settled down until, okay, this is how you're going to do what you're going to do. And to this day, I'm extremely active, as you know, in Just Capital. And I will continue to be active in Just Capital as a participant on the team, even though I have a lot of different hats I wear. I'm chairman of the audit committee and finance committee. I'm on the executive committee. I still do a lot of the nominations work, but I'm not running it. There's a crackerjack staff. We have a budget of $10 million a year. And what they're doing is they're giving me a chance to have let go of the execution on a bigger canvas than I could paint alone, because they had the passion.